Good morning, family. How is everyone doing this beautiful Monday morning? And it is a beautiful Monday morning. I mean, the sun here in the nation's capital is a crystal blue. This is a perfect day it is. So welcome, family. You have dialed into the Team Effort Lifestyle Call where you're going to hear things that's going to move you from faith to fact to action. Family, the line is open. Go right ahead. Introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from?
Vicky Soto, Louisville, Kentucky.
Welcome, Vicky Soto. How are you this morning?
Hey, it's storming here, but I've got my vitamin D and I'm spraying away, girl.
As you spray away, because I'm saying here in the nation's capital, it is a beautiful day. I mean, the sky is a perfect shade of blue. It is beautiful. So you just keep spraying that sunshine and keep going there where you are.
Oh,
Jack,
Maryland.
Good
morning.
Welcome to the call.
Thank you. Magnificent day.
Beautiful day. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
Josephine, Maryland.
Hi, Josephine. How are you, dear?
I'm fine, thank you, and yourself?
I'm doing perfect, lady. Doing perfect this morning.
Great.
Charlie in Houston.
Houston's in the house. Welcome. How are you?
Fantastic.
Rhonda Bergen from Indiana.
Woo! Indiana's in the house. Welcome to the call.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Beautiful day here, too.
There we go. It is.
Cassie Joyce from North Carolina.
All right, Miss Cassie. How are you this morning, sis?
Woo! I am on fire. I want somebody trying to follow me because I'm going to burn you up.
Oh, they'll come right. They will come right after you, Cassie.
Gregory Marshall, Cincinnati, Ohio.
Millionaire in training school at Taylor McDuffie, Atlanta, Maryland. Ron Butterton, Clinton, Maryland.
Woo! Keep it coming, family. Welcome, Ron.
And William, Chicago, Illinois.
Pennsylvania.
Welcome, Illinois.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Carol Dillingham in the house.
All right, Carol. So wait to hear from you, girl.
Yes, ma'am. It's coming.
Nation's capital.
Garyville, California, Don Joseph.
All right, President Joseph. How are you, sir?
Oh, we are running.
Ooh, keep running. Keep those shoes tight. Keep those laces tight. You don't want the shoes to run off.
That's right. Lloyd Gibson, Oakland, California. Follow that cat.
All right, Mr. Lloyd Gibson. I'm trying to reach you, sir.
Yes, you did, and I deeply apologize for that, but I got all the glitches out of my new business phone number.
Woo-hoo. Okay. I saw you had another TTT last week. That was a nice table set up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's what you do.
Area.
Welcome to the call. Good to have you here, sir. How are you this morning?
Doing good, doing great. How's everybody out there?
Doing great.
That's been a beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
I got him on the call for you, Pastor Denise. That's my husband there. I got him on there for you.
Samantha, you said that was your husband?
Yeah, you got the two songbirds on the phone at the same time.
Well, welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing great.
Wonderful. We gotta hear from you one day this week. Well, at least next week. So keep the conversation that need out of just to see who else wishes to be so free.
James Howard, Illinois.
Hi, Mr. Howard from Illinois. How are you?
I'm doing okay. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great, sir. Doing perfect. It's a beautiful day here in the nation's capital.
Yeah, it's nice and sunny here also in Chicago.
All right. Get out there and share those sprays, right?
Oh, yes.
The conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted.
For down there from around the globe, boy, I tell you, it is a wonderful day here in the nation's capital, as we've heard in different other parts of the region. And we're just overly excited about what we're doing, what we are a part of. I tell you, It just brings such a sense of peace and joy and happiness and all those good things when you hear each and every one of you calling in, because I can hear your story in your voice as you introduce yourself. I can hear your joy. I can hear your excitement. I can hear your testimony. You know, you're taking these wonderful vitamin sprays, and they're doing phenomenal things for your health and for your strength and for your energy and for different aches and pains you've been dealing with and different health conditions you were faced with. And now your body is getting something that's making you feel good. It's making you feel better. It's helping you to overcome those little challenges that you were faced with. So as you introduce yourself, as you call your name, as I hear your joy, you can just hear the peace and the happiness and the joy that is in your voice. So I know if I can hear it, and everyone else can hear it, the people that you choose to share that with, I know they can hear that. And when they hear that joy and that peace and that happiness and that calmness that you have, they want to be a part of that. Who doesn't want to be a part of something good that is really taking the world by storm? We are so much in the right place at the right time, and you all are really making it happen. The secret to this business, family, it is you. It really is you. We're really spreading the word about a good thing, and people are running to what we have. They're looking for it. So make it easy for them to find it. I'm going to stop right here, bring on my business partner. We've been just running all weekend long, going out doing TTPs, sharing the presentation, sharing my testimony, and I'm telling you, folks are just standing in line, signing up. It is just incredible. I'm going to bring on my business partner once, Pastor Del Wafer. Are you there, sir?
I am here, and you're right. I tell you, it's been a long time since we've had to break out multiple computers because the lines were so long with people with their credit cards waiting to sign up. But it's been a wonderful weekend. We've had a great time. We're over at our new rep's house, Cheryl Tang. She invited us out. She had her first. She had only been in the business about a week, 2 weeks, and she had her first TTP, and she packed the house. She had 32 guests in that house, and man, I tell you, they were all lined up. I was really, really impressed by this young lady. She's 28 years old. She's right outside of my hometown, Compton. She's in San Pedro, right next to Compton there, and she was here with her husband and their little baby, and she was standing back there. You could see her eyes. You know, you can see somebody's gears running. You know, she's taking in all this good stuff, and I think she went to you first, Pastor D, and then she came to me. Yeah. And she went to you, and she says, how can I be the first one in? She said, how can I be the first one in before all these people get in? And then she came to me and she said, I want to be placed on her team, and I want to be the first one in. How do you do that? I said, well, be the first one to get your application to Pastor Denise. And man, she had that application filled out in zip fashion, and she had her credit card out, and I said, that's somebody who understands positioning and timing. You know, so you have to be 50 years old to understand positioning and timing. She's 28. She understood positioning and timing, and she got her application in, and everybody started falling right under her, and it was just a phenomenal time. And you know, Cheryl had 34 people that was just guests. You know, and not in the business, but she had 12 people that didn't even show up. So now she got 6 people that signed up, and then she got 12 people that she got to go follow up with to get them to another meeting. Retail sales, all of this in 2 weeks of business. And this is how you build your business. And so we're really excited about what's taking place. There's so many people that have signed up over the last week. You know, I just got the report back, Pastor Denise, on our 10-minute calls, man. We've had 93 people last week on our call, and we only started that. We only had the call going on for 2 or 3 days. Wow. You know, and we had 93 people on the call, and you know, you've been seeing those numbers. Our numbers for sign-ups this week from the event to Saturday. Wow. You see the number of people that signed up in this place. You know, we've had close to 40 people sign up in 7 days. It's been amazing. So, listen, we said momentum was going to be the sign of a great event. And when Mel and Amy came out here, they knocked that thing a home run, and the momentum has been off the charts. It's really, really growing. So, guys, get yourself together, get focused, start building your team, start getting on these calls, start inviting people to your TPPs because the momentum is there. People see the excitement. They're ready to rock and roll. Rock with them.
You know, Pastor Dale, we said that we're going to add 10,000 new people to this business. You said within 6 months. I said before the year is out. So you want to say before the year is out because it's possible. It's possible that will be done before the year is out. And I'm still thinking
it's very possible. You know, we said 10,000 people or 10,000. And we say, yeah, I mean, the way things are going, it could be done before the end of the year. I mean, because the momentum that we're in right now is just tremendous. You're absolutely right. We could do this before the end of the year.
Yeah, it can be. And you know what you said about the young lady Saturday who really knew the importance of timing and positioning? When she saw all the people in the room, which is very smart, and you need to take note of that. When you go to a TGP and you see all these guests that are there and you know people are going to hear it, they're going to want to jump on it. She did a very smart thing. How do I get in before everybody else start getting in? And all she had to do was fill out her application and submit it. And that's exactly what she did. And she went in, and I mean, she got herself in a good position because all the ones that went after her, I heard their vision and I heard their plan. So my goodness, I'm telling you, people are seeing this vision and they are literally running with it. And also, Pastor Dale, Cheryl is just about qualified for the executive founding members promotion that's taking place right now. And let me remind you what that is, family. Between now and October 30th, you have the opportunity of becoming, of having the title of an executive founding member of Team Effort Network. I mean, the Team Effort Network is going to be a household brand. It's going to be known throughout the globe. It's right now it's the hottest thing in 2014. And you see where we're going with Team Effort Network. Well, to be able to have that title, an executive founding member of this company, is just going to be a privilege for you. It's going to be an honor to be able to have that title. So there's a small window open for you to get that. Between now and the 30th of October, all you need to do is get 2 new business partners on the Diamond Package and help those 2 new business partners. One must be placed on the left and one must be placed on your right. And help those 2 new business partners reach the executive level with everyone being on the Diamond Package, and you qualify not only for becoming an executive founding member, but walking across the stage at our 1-year birthday anniversary celebration in Las Vegas, Nevada, and receiving a check for $1,000. So it gets sweet here in 10. And we're just at the beginning of what's going to happen, and we haven't even begun to see where we're going with 10. But it's like Mel Gill said, I hope you stick around when small becomes large. Right, Pastor Dale?
You know, he told us, he said, I hope you stick around for when small becomes large. Because you look at all the people that stuck around with some of these companies that started out like us with 4 products, with 1 product. They all started small. And it's those people who saw, and stuck and said, we're going to do this thing and we're going to be with this company. And they stayed. And I can mention a number of names of people who stayed in these companies early on. And they stayed 4 years and 5 years. And today they're in those companies and they're making $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a month because they stayed with something that was small that became large. So Mel gave us some really, really solid advice when it came to that statement. That statement resounded in that room on Saturday when he said, I hope you're here when small becomes large.
But a good place, family, is remember our product is unique, it's cool, it's convenient, it has a better delivery system than Kickbook, family. We have no competition. So, boy, that speaks volume. So let's bring in our coach for that. Every Monday morning we get fired up, we get ready in position. I hope you have your pen and paper because you need to take notes. Every day on this point you need to be taking notes, but especially on Monday because we have our coach that comes on and gives us more tools to add to our toolbox. So Nikisha Bond, are you there this morning?
Woohoo! I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
I can. How are you?
I'm doing great, and I love hearing all this excitement. I love hearing that the 10 family is growing. And let me tell you something, too. It's so interesting. I was thinking of the pre-launch, and, when a lot of us walked across the stage and got our big checks for the executive founder bonus, and there were some people who were there who aren't in the business now, and it's going to be sad in another 6 to 18 months when they're see how this company has gone from big to small, and they're like, man, I really did pass up on that opportunity. It's going to be really sad, but we're going to push forward.
That's right. That's right. We got our position, right, Nikisha?
There you go. We got our position. Everybody on the line has their position now. So why don't we take advantage of this opportunity? Are you ready, Pastor Denise?
Yes, ma'am. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I was really praying about what, every week I always like to bring you guys something new. I always like to think of what could we say that can grow people's business, and it's always put on my heart to just talk to the people who are struggling. It's always been on my heart because I know that there's someone out there on the line and they hear all the excitement and they see everybody ripping and running, and they might look at their business and be like, but that's not happening for me. And I always love to talk to those people because people who are ripping and running, they're going to rip and run no matter what I say up here because they're already in that momentum. And it's kind of like when you're running downhill. Isn't it easier to run downhill than it is to run uphill? It takes a lot more effort when you're trying to run uphill. But once you get on that downhill slope, that momentum of just the gravity pushing you down helps you to go forward. And so sometimes people are on the uphill of their business, and sometimes you just have to find that break so you can start going downhill. So the title of this message is Take Your Business from Part-Time to Full-Time. I love this quote that I heard from Jim Rome. I know this is really Anita and Kevin Vaughn's space, but I'm going to go ahead and throw a quote out there anyway. I'm working full-time on my job and part-time on my fortune because profits lead to fortune. And that's so true. A lot of people are working full-time on their job and they're not working any time on their fortune. And you wouldn't think that it would be hard to pitch the opportunity of building profits in your spare time. But you know what? It is kind of difficult because when you resurrect a dream in somebody, it's kind of like you give a person back some life, and then all of a sudden they're left out there with this dream burning and beating deep in their chest, but nowhere to go and nowhere to run. And so one of our jobs as leaders here is to make sure that we teach and follow the system. Okay, that's going to be how you take your business from part-time to full-time. And this happens so often where, you start a new business, you recruit somebody in, and they go off on their own and do their own thing because maybe they've been in network marketing before, or maybe they haven't been in network marketing before, but they have some kind of business and they're trying to run it a different way. In network marketing, it doesn't work like that. It really works by teaching and follow the system. You want to make sure that you follow the leaders who have proven success in what they're doing. So you're probably saying, well, what are the new leaders doing out here if you're new to the line? They're exposing people to products and business every single day. And this is really, really key because it's okay, yeah, you're going to expose the product some days, you're going to expose the business some days, but it's the fact that you do it every single day that brings life into your business. Let me tell you something, guys. This is the number one reason why people quit network marketing because here's what happens. You go in, you have great success like that young lady you were talking about, and she's just exposing and telling and telling and telling and telling, and you get a great TVP and a great turnout, and you're like, good, I'm set now. Everybody's going to go and they're going to run and do what I did. But that might not always happen. And so you always want to be talking to new people. You always want to be giving people an opportunity to join this business or to try these products. And you want to do it every single day because here's what also happens. You go one day and you tell people, and then the next day you say, oh, well, I'm really busy. I can't make it right now. And then the next day goes, oh, well, you know what, I'll start on Monday. And then Monday comes around and, oh, well, maybe I got to do it on the weekend because the weekend is really when I can get out and talk to people. And then all of a sudden you looked up, like Pastor Dale said, 2 weeks have passed. You haven't talked to anybody about your business opportunity. You haven't showed anybody the products. You haven't done anything. And then now you're just on a whole another wavelength. So it's important that you follow the system, which is exposing people to the products and the opportunity every single day. Another part of that, following the system, is third-party validation. This is really, really key. I mean, Pastor Denise couldn't have said it any better. When people walk into a room that's filled with people, this is why you got to go out and support TTPs. This is why you got to go out and support big events that are going around. So the new person who comes in, they can't tell the difference between someone who's in the business and someone who might be a guest. But when you see all those people in a room together, you just know that you're in some place where we all got the same idea, and it's really great. And I don't know what's going on, but everybody seems really excited, and I want to have part of that excitement. It just breathe on each other. So you want to make sure that you're exposing people and you're getting them to third-party validation, whether that's a TTP, whether that's one of the big events that you got, like we had a couple weeks ago, or three-way calls. Three-way calls are still very, very powerful, and they should not be neglected. You want to make sure that people get to hear it from someone other than yourself, especially when you're dealing in your warm market, and especially if you've been in network marketing before, because you might be pitching someone a business and you've already pitched them 3 or 4 times on some other businesses that you said were ground for and amazing opportunities, and this is the last network marketing company you'll ever join. And now they're hearing you do it again, and you're saying this is the best thing since sliced bread. They might need to hear it from somebody else who's been in the business, who's a little bit more established, who has a little bit more credibility in that sense to help validate that this is a really great opportunity. Because I'm telling you, I can pitch the opportunity and I can pitch the business plan backwards and forwards, but for some reason, if I put a Pastor Dale on there and he tells them for 10, 15 minutes, all of a sudden, whatever I said or whatever I've been saying, for the past couple of months, this person is totally wiped out, and they say, well, this guy, he knows what he's talking about, and I'm like, I just told you the same thing. I don't know why it works that way. It works that way. Just follow the system, okay? And that was something that I had to learn that was really hard for me because I am very headstrong, and I'm very I want to do my own thing, but I found that when you can submit to yourself to the system, you're doing 2 things. 1, you're following a proven record, and 2, you're teaching something that's duplicatable, and that's really how you're going to grow your business is when you duplicate. If everybody's off doing all these different kinds of systems, you're going to get a new person who's going to come in and be totally confused, so we all have to follow the same system. And then you want to make sure that you're promoting and marketing your business. This is a business, and I think sometimes we forget about this because we only paid less than $500 for it. I always tell the story when we started our business some 10 years ago, we paid $2,500. Do you think I treated that thing like a business? Absolutely. I had a business plan. I had this. I had that. The $2,500 10 years ago, at least for me, was a whole lot of money to invest in something. And they didn't even give us product. So, a lot of times we forget this is a real bona fide business. And like with any business, you're going to be promoting and marketing this business. And that's something that you also want to do every single day. And with the internet, it's easier than ever. Okay, point number 2, taking ourselves from part-time to full-time, is be the leader that you want to follow. I consider everyone who gets up this early in the morning, if you're on my side, because it's 8 o'clock in the morning over here, or takes time out of their day in the middle of the day on the East Coast side to listen to this call, a leader. And so you want to say, how supportive are you? This is just a check. Do you reach out to your team? As we grow and as the momentum grows, are you really reaching out to your team? Are you giving them a congratulations? Are you, finding out what it is that they need? How are you committed to their success as you are to your own? One of the things in this business that is absolutely brilliant in the way that it's organized is that my success depends on my team's success. And so I should be just as interested in their success as I am in my own success because I can't be successful without them. But are you interested in their success, or are you just only interested in the things that you got going on? Can anyone in your team call you, or anyone for that matter, call you and say, I need some help? I always say, I love the culture that Mel and Amy have created here because it really is. I have people all sorts of the time calling me and asking me questions, and never once do I ever say, well, let me see, are you in my downline? No, I'm sorry, I can't answer your question. That's not even the type of business that we have here. You really literally can reach out to anybody that you hear on this line, and they would be more than happy to help you with anything that you need. But, are you reflecting that to your team and to the other people in the business? Can they call on you? Can they count on you? Will you be there when you said that you're going to be there? So be the leader that you want to follow, because when you do that, you're going to create this whole culture that we have here. And when you treat somebody one way, they're going to treat other people that way, and on and on and on and on. And then you're going to see your business grow, and that's going to allow you to take your business to full time. The next one is take care of your team. Make sure you teach your team this system. Don't leave orphans out in the field. You want to make sure that you are with someone all the way till they get their first 2, because when we are having TTPs or we're having big events, the one thing we always say, here's the system. You get 2 and you help 2. You get 2 and you help 2. So what does that mean? That means that somebody's got to help me get my 2 so that I can help somebody else get their 2. But if you're just getting 2 people in and you're getting them to dine and say, okay, go out there and be an executive because I got to get my founder's bonus, it's not going to work like that. We have to make sure that we're helping people, that we're teaching the system, and that we make a commitment that anyone we bring in, we're going to help them get their 2 people. Come hell or high water, we are going to make sure that you get your 2 people. You are not going to go, and if you can do it quicker, The quicker, the better, because as soon as people start making money, that helps to build their beliefs. That gets them on that upward spiral. It builds their belief. They talk to more people. The more people join, it builds their belief. They talk to more people join, and it just goes up. If people come into this business and you just leave them out there to say, fend for yourself, good luck with you, go out there and be somebody, then all of a sudden, a week goes by, they haven't gotten their 2 people, they struggled, or they had a TTP and only 1 person showed up, and I don't know if this works, and now then they get into that negative spiral, and then they're out. And that's just what happens. I'm sorry I have to be so rough, but I'm running out of time, so I got to get to the point. The next one is you want to make sure you plug them into the system. I can't remember her name right now, so I apologize, but I loved when she came on and she did a call one afternoon, and she's like, well, I just told people they have to be on the call. That's part of being in the business. You got to be on the calls. Here's the times of the calls. I'm expecting to hear you shouting out in the calls. That's what I expect. And I was like, wow, when you kind of set that tone for people, they're like, oh, yeah, I guess I got to be on these calls because there's going to be a lot of information. And I'm telling you, for new people who are just now joining, these calls are going to be your bread and butter. This is where you're going to find out, what are the stories out there? How are people, doing in the business? What are some of the testimonies that are coming out there that are so powerful? Do these products really work? Those questions get answered here. And I know Pastor Dale says this all the time, they're always introducing new information, new times. We're going to be here. We're going to be there. We're going to be doing this. Oh, this has changed. It usually happens on these calls. So you want to make sure that you get plugged in. Monday through Friday, they have these calls. Also, we have calls in the afternoon, on the evening times, on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 and 6 p.m. These are Pacific Standard Time, sorry, because I'm on this side of the Earth. And then also we have one every other Monday. I think we had one last Monday, so it'll be the Monday after at 6 p.m. So there's tons of calls. Go to winwith10.com/calendar so you can see all the different events that are coming in. But the bottom line is you want to make sure that you plug people into the system. That's how you take care of your team, because you might not always be there to give them motivation. You may forget to give them the latest information, but if they're plugged into these calls, they can get it, and then you don't have to worry as much about it. Take advantage of Pastor Denise and Pastor Dale and all the other leaders who are taking their time out to do these calls. Take advantage. You also want to help with TTPs and 3-way calls. This is really key, because when a new person comes in, they're not going to know what a TTP is. They're going to think I'm saying some foreign language. What is a TTP? It's a 10 tasting party. But how is that structured? When do I spray people down? When do I ask the sale? How do I do the opportunity? Is there a PowerPoint out there, or do I do how does that even? So you want to make sure that you are helping your team. This is what a TTP is. This is how you're going to structure it. I'm going to be there with you. And you guys, we got to utilize technology. We have it. So even if you're recruiting somebody and they're all the way across the United States, and maybe you can't fly out there and go visit them, you can set up Skype. You can use the My Video Talk tools. You can use all sorts of different types of tools so that you can interactively engage with the audience. But moreover, you're helping your team. You're being available for 3-way calls. You're coming in and saying, yes, I will help you do your TTP. I'll do the opportunity if you feel more comfortable, and get some people who have already tried, whatever it is that you got to do, you want to help them. And then you want to also make sure that you find them 10 partners to connect with, especially if you don't live in their area. I'm seeing this more and more and more. With the internet, you really can reach anyone, anywhere. But some people like that down-home feel. They like to know that there's someone across the pond or, a drive away that they can reach out to. And so this is great, and I see it all the time on the Facebook pages. People saying, hey, I have a partner in this area. Can someone help support them? I have a partner in this area. There's somebody out there having a TTP. Can you reach out to them? That's really what you want to do as a leader, is make sure that your team is connected to someone other than you. Because what if something happens to you? That person should still be able to have the opportunity to be as successful as they want to be, even if you have circumstances that come in the way and maybe you can't run your business anymore. And that's kind of how we have to be thinking. We have to have a service mindset when we're looking at our team members and saying, how can I make sure that this system is automatic for you? How do I set you up for success? How do I set you up to reach all the goals that you have? Because that's really why we sponsor people in here. We're not just recruiting people to hit a recruitment number. We're sponsoring people in here so they can go after the life they want, so they can live their dreams. And we do them a disservice if we just bring them in and we forget all about them. So make sure that you take care of your team. And then lastly, you want to be content-driven and not sales-driven. Our goal is to educate people on the opportunity and the products, not to sell them. Information and exposures rather than spam and sell pitches is what I like to say. People have been sold for many, many years, and they just don't like it. It makes probably the salespeople feel icky. It makes the people who are receiving the information icky. And with the internet coming into play, people don't have to be sold, because people are out there looking for information. I got to tell you something, guys. People are looking for what you have in your hands. They don't even know that they're looking for it because they've never seen anything this powerful before, which gives you a huge upper hand of education and being able to educate people on the sprays, being able to educate people on the opportunity. Because here's two things. Number one, when you have 98% absorption in your body, you're seeing a lot of chronic diseases that are absolutely that are going away. Now, again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not making any medical claims. I'm just telling you the testimonies that I've seen. People with Alzheimer's, fibromyalgia, all sorts of things, acid reflux. I mean, something I've dealt with for years that, I just thought you just have to take antacid pills, and that's just how it's going to be forever and ever because that's what they teach you. Now I don't have acid reflux anymore, which is absolutely amazing. So this is real stuff that's happening on one hand. And then on the other hand, you have people who have been working at a job for 40 years and 40 hours, and they retire, they're expected to live on 50% of 100% that wasn't even enough to begin with. So people have to know that whole plan that we were taught, at least the plan that I was taught, you go to school, you get a good job, you retire, you'll be fine. It's over for people, and they need another way. They need to be earning profits in their spare time so that they can have something that they can leave to their children as a legacy, so they can have something that they can will down, so they can have something to live the life that they want to and not live the life that they have to. I see so many people who are just broken, and they are looking for you, and they just want to be, they want to hear about this business, and they want to hear how there's a different way, there's a better way. Is it perfect? It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect. But our job is to educate people on all the different options that they have. And if you think about the success that some of these companies have had with the pills and the powders and the shakes, that stuff's been around for years. Spray vitamins, even though the technology's been around, people don't really know about it. You have that opportunity to tell people about something and really educate them. And when people are educated, they automatically want to buy because now they have the knowledge, they can go out there, they can research it themselves, and then they come back to you and they want to get it because it totally makes sense to them. So you don't have to pitch people on this business. You don't have to pitch people on these products. You just have to educate them, and that's something that we can do. And if you become an educator, first of all, it's going to make you feel better about going out there and just saying, my job is to educate more and more people every single day about what high absorption can do for you, what vitamin D can do for you. What, if you lose 10%, I think it's like 10% of your body weight, it can prevent tons and tons of diseases, just losing 10%. And that's what our Slim by 10 can do without even changing your diet. And it's going to make you want to eat better. So, I mean, there's just so many things you can educate people on. I had a whole other part that I didn't get to do about what's holding me back. Having an unclear vision, not having a business plan, treating this as a hobby and, trying and see, okay, I'll try and see how it works, focusing on busy work instead of productive activities. And I just want to leave on this note, since I don't have time to go through all of this, but I'm reading 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which is a great book, by the way. Even if you think you're an effective person, it's a great book to read. And one of the things they were talking about is urgent things and unimportant things. And there's like 4 quadrants that we deal with. There's quadrant 1 that are demand, they're crisis, they're pressing projects, deadline projects that need to be done. There's quadrant 3, and I'm skipping these out of order because that's the way I want to do it. And there's quadrant 3 where you have interruptions, calls, emails, stuff that, busy work, but it's not really that important. Then you have the escape quadrant, which is trivial, stuff, time wasters, Candy Crush, no judgment, web surfing, this stuff that just doesn't add any value whatsoever. And then you have quadrant 2, and that's in the zone, and that's when you're planning, preventing, relationship building, looking for new opportunities, learning, personal development. And that's the zone that we want to spend a lot of time in. But a lot of people spend a lot of time doing 90% crisis and urgent things because they haven't done enough quadrant 2, which is, planning and where am I going to go with my business? And, I'm going to do this network marketing event, and then I'm going to follow up with these people. I'm going to use MailChimp, get autoresponders for people, who I see at these events and kind of send them emails every week or something like that. That's the planning mode. But if you're constantly doing, this person needs this, this person needs this, this person needs this, this person needs this, then you're constantly going to be doing more and more and more urgent work. So the point is that things that hold us back is working on the urgent, unimportant things, but not working on the important things. You have to make sure that you're spending your time wisely, spending your time where it's actually going to be value added for you and for your business. Spending a day reading an educational book that's going to help you grow your business is much better than, just sitting around surfing on the web and just playing games all day. So just make sure that you're spending your time where you need to spend your time. And sorry, that's kind of a bummer note in the whole call on, but you know what? The good thing is that you always have the opportunity. I hear them coming on. I hear like the music for the opera coming on, for the, what are they called? The Oscars. But the point is that you want to make sure that if you want to take your business from part-time to full-time, you're going to need a plan. You can't just treat this like a hobby, and you got to take care of your teams, because without them, you're not going to be anything. So if you haven't reached out to your team members today, some people who used to be on fire who maybe aren't on fire anymore, just reach out to them. Ask them if there's anything that you can do. Ask them if there's anything you can help support them with. Is there anything that you can help encourage them with? Because you never know. Just that reaching out to someone is that spark that might be able to get them back into their business, which is going to be good for them. It's also going to be good for you. Back to you, Pastor Denise and Pastor Dale.
Nikisha, thank you so much. And I know that you have to go, but let me ask you right quick. You said something about this phrase, and losing 10% of your body weight reduces what? Can you say that again, please?
I can't remember exactly what it was, but in Weight Watchers, one of your first goals is to lose 10%. And they said because just losing 10% of your body weight can help prevent all sorts of diseases, because it has to do with, probably Melissa Honeybee, if she's on the line, could probably tell us a little bit more. See me, I'm just a high-level person. They said 10% is going to be good for you. I'm like, 10% works for me. But it has something to do with reducing the belly fat, which is exactly what the Slim by 10 does. It really attacks that fat area. And when you can get rid of a lot of that, it helps prevent a lot of disease. And I can't remember exactly what diseases they are. So I don't know if Melissa is on the line and if she knows what I'm talking about. But if not, I'll try and find where I found that statistic. But it was really just 10% that can improve your health tremendously, just 10%.
Wow. I think that is just something, when I think about just doing a little bit for the body, the big results that you get. It still blows my mind, that all I did was take a simple vitamin D spray. I just took a vitamin D spray, and that prevented me from having to have a lung transplant. I mean, it blows my mind a little bit that the body needs as far as nutrition goes, but the big results that you get in the end, that's just incredible. And that's what we're getting here. It's like Mel said at the event, where the body's been just starving, hungry for nutrition. It's been needing the vitamin D. It's been needing the B12. It's been needing the superfoods. It's been needing it for so long that as soon as it gets it, it's like it's responding. It's like waking up and says, "Oh, wow, thank you. I've been waiting for that." And how long I have been dealing with that lung condition. And then just to get that spray within less than a week, I got the results of what the medications and the x-rays and all the tests that they gave me could not do. And to this day, it still just blows my mind. Oh, Nikisha, go ahead there.
Oh, I was going to say, absolutely, Pastor Denise. And I did find out where that statistic it was. I found it on, it says that when you lose 5 to 10% of your weight loss, you prevent diseases like cholesterol. It has an effect on cholesterol, hypertension, diabetes, insulin resistance, obstructive sleep apnea, and inflammation, just to name a few. So it says that these improvements are caused by weight loss as low as 5 to 10%, ultimately to significant benefits, including lesser chance of having a heart attack or a stroke. And so that's just 5 to 10%. And so, I remember when Mel came out and he said, when he first announced the Slim by 10, and he was saying, it's not, what it ended up being where people were losing massive amounts of weight, what he was really talking about was that 5 or 10% that people needed, because it does have a huge, huge impact on your health. And, when you educate people with that, no matter what size they are, whether they're 300 pounds, 200 pounds, or, 180 pounds, 150 pounds, whatever it is, just losing that 5 to 10% can help improve their health tremendously. So, back to you, Pastor Denise.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just amazing. It blows me away. Well, let's bring on Pastor Dale before we go to Anita with our quote for today. Pastor Dale, are you there, sir?
Great job, Coach. I like that comment. Be the leader you want to follow. I think that says it all. If you're not the leader you want to follow, then be the leader you want to follow, and your team is going to explode.
True. Yes, it will. Well, we're going to go on to UK and get Anita. Anita Fuller, you there with our quote for today? Anita, are you there? And if not, you know where we're heading to.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, there you go. Yes, I can. Hi, Anita.
Sorry, I was muted. Oh, great call. And, great points, Nikisha. And body fat is incredibly important. Ideally, you want to have a body fat of around about 30%. Even better, fit, about 25%. Varies a little bit between men and women, but that's what you want to have. And any body fat that you can see, basically, you're going to have body fat that actually is inside, which is visceral fat, around your organs, basically. And that's the most dangerous fat. The fat that you can't see is the most dangerous fat. And our Slim by 10 and our TEN oral sprays actually work on the visceral fat as well as the fat that you can see. So incredibly important. Generally, women with more than 32% body fat and males with more than about 25% are considered at a much higher risk of heart disease and many other conditions. So, that gives you an idea of how incredibly important our Slim by 10 is for the whole world, because the whole world has a massive weight problem and obesity problem that is contributing to the strain on healthcare and the strain on their own bodies with all sorts of related diseases, basically, because it's been a proven fact that weight contributes to many other diseases, including inflammatory diseases. So, we've got a huge opportunity here, and, a couple of other really important things that Nikisha touched on. If you notice, all our calls say we do not claim to make any medical claims of treatment, prevention, or cure. That's very important. And all our reps listening, you need to really take that on board and educate your teams. Make sure no one is making any of those kinds of claims. And the reason is because these are not drugs. They are natural, oral, nutritional, and dietary supplements. And that's what they're classified. The moment one starts talking of cure, prevent, or treatment, you're into another classification. It's a pharmaceutical drug. It's classified, and those are governed by different regulations. So this is very important. A, they are not pharmaceutical drugs. B, they are full of natural substances. They work naturally. And C, we don't claim to treat, cure, or prevent. So very important that fact. There are companies out there that are claiming to do these things with natural substances, and they are going to be followed up by the FDA. So, make sure your teams do not claim the wrong things. Make sure you go through everything that you've put on websites, on emails, everything that you say, and make sure that you stick to the right policy. The policy is all on the website, the corporate website, and that's why one of the safest things to send out is the corporate website. And it's all to do with phraseology. And if you're not sure about these points that Nikisha and I and many others cover, the thing to do is to remember it's about phraseology. A, say that sentence, we do not claim to treat, cure, or prevent. And if you're wondering, well, how do these testimonials tie up with that? Because in our testimonials, we've got people who are improving with our products, basically. If you're confused about that, this is where it lies. Literally, just tell people about the products, tell people about somebody's story, but do not claim to treat, cure, or prevent. It's a completely different thing if you're saying, this is what's happened to Sarah. She's been taking these sprays for this number of months, and this is what's happened to her. You're not claiming to treat, cure, or prevent. You're just telling the story of what's happened to somebody. So, Mel and Amy have really stressed the importance of using testimonials, and basically that's the phraseology, how you use the testimonials. So, other really important things, thank you so much, Nikisha. These calls are absolutely fantastic that you do on Mondays. And leadership, incredibly important, leadership. In fact, I've started reading a book written by Sebastian Coe. Now, Sebastian Coe is a four-time Olympic gold winner, a runner basically. He's achieved so much in his life, set 3 world records in just a period of about 1 month, literally. He chaired the Olympic Committee. He won the London bid for the Summer Olympics. He's the chairman of all sorts of associations of athletic federations. He's been a politician. He's a businessman. He's an extremely accomplished man, and he writes The Winning Mind, and he opens it with, I'm often asked, what is it that motivates me to succeed? The answers to the first question are the passion of the job, a wish to be the best I can be, and the answer to the second is that I apply them daily. So it's all about passion, exactly as Mel and Amy say. Go out there with excitement. It's all about wanting to be your best. It's not about beating the other person. It's about operating with a sense of excellence and wanting to be your best. So compete against yourself, and you will get the goals that you've set for yourself. And then it's about applying your daily method of operation, concentrating on the right things exactly as Nikisha's trained us, and doing that daily. Sebastian Coe goes on to say, the reality is that the road to a successful outcome is rarely a straight one. In the case of an Olympic champion, it means decades of dedication, training, personal achievements, sometimes failure, but learning from that failure and moving on, leading to a single career moment of high achievement. For the entrepreneur or the business manager or the athlete, it's all the same. It's about setting the goal, taking the action, and then consequential success. He goes on to say, the truth is that great achievement is about great leadership. The sign of leadership and the sign of success is to inspire others to raise their game and to see what is possible. Effective leadership inspires hope as well as belief that success is achievable. And if you want to see a sign of that, folks, Terry has posted an incredibly important video in the Tenacious Facebook. Make sure all your teams see that. It is Mel talking about the 4 ACEs. It is incredibly important, that video. Mel gives all the tips. That's how you inspire leadership, folks, and that's how you get the job done. So, Sarah Burnett said, energy creates energy. It is by spending oneself and spending one's energy that one becomes rich. Mel said, go out there with excitement and literally get the job done. So, lastly, Hazit Dick said, everyone should carefully observe which way his heart draws him and then choose that way with all his strength and all his might. I know my heart has drawn me to TEN, and I know it has for Dale, Denise, Nikisha, and countless other people on these calls. So let's go out there with all the strength we have and go share TEN. Wonderful products, wonderful opportunity, fantastic pay plan, fantastic timing right now. Back to you, Denise.
Thank you, Dr. Anita Poole from the UK. Thank you so much. And you are correct. If you had not heard that or seen that videotape with Mel Gill explaining the ACEs, the 4 ACEs, I guarantee you it will change your mindset about the way you prospect. So go to the Tenacious Generation page and click on that video and watch it. It's going to bless you. Well, thank you all for being here today. Do not forget, take advantage of the executive founding promotion that's on the table right now. And the 10-minute opportunity will start back again this week. Remember, it's Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. For those who didn't get the number last week, Number is 605-475-4000. Once again, 605-475-4000. The code 102-3872. 102-3872. A 10-minute opportunity call for you to get your prospects or your guests on so they can hear what's happening at 10, and then make sure you do the follow-up on your uplines, and they will close the deal for you. Family, thank you for being here with us today. Join Barry Echo tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here at the same number, to hear more great things about what's happening and 10 and why you should be running with this opportunity. Thank you, family. Have a blessed day on purpose. Know that you are loved and you are greatly appreciated. God bless you all.